Welcome back to the Dialogue Dolls. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Sierra. Thanks for joining us this week.
Let's get right into it. How was your week?
I feel like today is flying by. My week is
Yeah.
all over the place because we've got multiple renovations going on. I talked about it a
Yeah,
little bit in the
you're
last
renovating
one.
the entire kitchen, which is
Oh,
so can't wait to see the end result, but I'm sure the
me neither.
process is crazy. Because even little things like moving, even when you move, like getting everything settled is so stressful and it's way more, I feel like, than it always seems to be.
And I'm glad
So,
we're doing it while we only have one child because our plan
yeah.
was to do it while I was pregnant because then we're like, I probably won't be feeling good like cooking anyways.
Right.
So then we can just eat out, but it's still hard. And then
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like everything is everywhere. I try to pull out like the stuff that we most use so that they're always available, like honey and sprinkles, because Arkham always wants that in his yogurt. Basic things, but
Yeah.
it's so like right now everything's in the middle of the kitchen. We have bins. It's a friggin' mess, and there's drywall and dust and insulation everywhere. We can't even cook. So it's overwhelming. But
Yeah.
overall, the week has been good. We had Halloween. That was
Yes.
fun, getting dressed up. We were a little late on going trick-or-treating, so we only hit two houses, but that's okay.
I feel like that's okay because you really never know like how your child's gonna want to do, like if they're gonna want to keep going, if they're like really not gonna be into it.
And it
So I
was
feel
kind
like it
of
was a good
raining.
little introduction. Yeah.
And it was his first year actually trick-or-treating. I think I actually understand why people like the trunk or treats better because it's like then day, it's all one thing, and then because there was people that had scarier decorations that were like we could go to their house, but he was like, I'm not into it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
And we don't need all the candy anyways. Please consider giving other things than candy. Seriously. We never
Like
handed out
what?
candy. Like Pokemon cards, so fun. Like
Like little
cars,
get toys type of thing.
little toys.
Yeah.
I like at Costco they had a big thing of like mystery monster trucks. That would have
Yeah,
been
I
so
never
cool. He
thought
would
of
have loved
that.
that. Because his stomach is so messed up from chocolate. He's never had name brand chocolates. We always
Yeah.
just buy dark chocolate. So he
Yeah.
is not doing that well. We're hanging in
Yeah.
there.
Poor thing. Poor
And then
thing.
having to eat
Well,
takeout. And yeah, it's been a mess. But we're getting through the week.
yeah.
Everybody's healthy. We're feeling good.
Hmm.
Pushing through.
Good. Yeah, I didn't do much for Halloween. I worked because when was it? Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, so we worked and I wanted to carve pumpkins and I just waited way too long to go get the pumpkins on Halloween and I thought that they would just be like the ones left to the side that nobody wanted, super cheap, like not a big deal. No, there was none. I went to two Ralph's, I called Trader Joe's. Everybody was out of them. Ralph's had these little pumpkins that were like
The
white.
pie pumpkins.
Yeah, and they were small and I almost grabbed those because I'm like, I guess we can try to carve, but they were too little. And I was like, you know what? I just feel like it's gonna be more difficult and it's not even gonna be fun because it's so small. So I just left it and yeah, we just didn't even do anything.
It's okay.
So
Some years are like that. This year I feel like we really didn't dress up. Like we usually do like fun things and dress up more. And I just feel like it was just kind of a mellow
yeah, for some
year.
reason, yeah, going into Halloween this year, I was not into it. Like the past few years, I would be like excited and like, try to make a costume and start like thinking of things. And then this year, I'm just not motivated to celebrate for some reason or be like
Next year.
festive. Exactly. We always have next
There's
year.
always
So
next year.
yeah.
And
Other than
now you
that,
know, got to get a pumpkin a little early. If you can't tell, that's definitely our personalities. We're opposite in that sense.
yeah, Sierra will get a pumpkin like 3 months in advance. I'll try to get it the day of.
She goes Christmas shopping literally like the 24th. I'm like, I can't handle you. You're stressing me out. And I have already got almost all of
No,
our
it'll be
Christmas
like
shopping done
August.
right
It'll be
now.
August, and she's like, most of my Christmas shopping's done. And I probably could because, I go to Home Goods and I go out
Yes.
and I'm like, but it's just not on my mind. And I don't know, for some reason it overwhelms me to try to start early.
And
I
see,
don't
it
know.
makes me feel so good to like make a list and like,
Yeah.
okay, check.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, something about it overwhelms me, but that's okay.
That's okay. We're different people.
Yeah. So, we could probably do well by like meeting in the middle,
Yeah, it would be useful.
but it's
If we could
okay.
be
It
one
is what it
person, it would help, but
is.
it's okay.
Yes. Yeah. Other than that, the only other thing that happened this week is that I went to my second tray of Invisalign. So I got through the first tray, which was a little hard because the teeth soreness was intense. And
And she's
I
had
didn't think,
braces before because I feel like somebody that's had braces knows the feeling more than people
yeah,
that haven't had braces.
yeah. So when I felt it, I was like, oh, it's bringing back like memories. It's not nearly as bad as regular braces. And they're so much more comfortable in your mouth. Like you don't really feel
Feel
them. They're
it.
not like cutting your lips up and stuff. So just I was trying to understand like, oh my gosh, the soreness. And it was just saying like because your teeth have been stagnant and in the same position for so many years that, moving them now, it's kind of like waking them up and it's gonna hurt. But then as you like change to your next trays, it's not gonna hurt as much as the first tray because they're already used to moving now. They're like shifting and moving, so they're used to it. So I'm like, okay. So I got the second tray. And they were a little sore for like the 2 days after the second or after I put them on, but nothing compared to like the first tray. The first tray was like 4 days of agony. I wanted to like rip my face off.
Oh,
So
it like makes me feel like my gums hurt for you. I
yeah,
can't
because
handle it.
that type of teeth pain is so different than regular pain. It's like all in your face. You feel it like everywhere, and it's just like you feel
And it's
like
like constant. It's like
yeah,
it
you feel
doesn't go
like kind
away.
of restless because it's just like kind of weird. So I got through it and I'm on my second, 2 out of 13. So and we're almost a week into the
And
second
you
one.
cannot tell it all.
I know, and I feel like people can tell. And in the beginning, I was really self-conscious, but I'm noticing that it's not as noticeable as I thought that it would be.
Yeah.
So even in pictures, I feel like my smile was kind of being weird, and I like I didn't know how to be regular. And now I'm like, whatever because nobody's even noticing. So that's good. Other than
Like,
that, the
who
week's
cares?
been regular. So let's get into some celebrity news that we can talk about and maybe share our opinions on. So I found three stories that I thought were just general. One of them is about Ryan Reynolds
Oh,
and Martha Stewart, which I thought was
okay.
so random. And I guess Ryan Reynolds shoots back after neighbor Martha Stewart claims
Oh,
he isn't funny in real life. And that's so random to me.
who
Like,
cares if he's funny?
Martha.
He's so hot.
Exactly. And like, Martha, please. Like, let's not make
Martha, you're
unsolicited
not
comments,
funny.
okay? Like, let's not give your opinion on things that aren't asked. So it
That's
says,
rude.
it is rude. It says, the 48-year-old Deadpool star has won a devoted fan base not just for his movies, but also for the sardonic remarks he makes in interviews and on social media. However, Martha, 83, that's
Martha's
crazy.
83. She's had a lot of
Yeah,
plastic
that's like
surgery.
a crazy statement. Yeah. Has now publicly stated he's not so funny in real life, adding, he's a good actor. He can act funny, but he isn't funny.
Also, biatch, you're my neighbor. I'm not out there trying to make you laugh. What do you want me to do? A stand-up show every
Exactly.
time I walk out?
Exactly. That's crazy. It says
My neighbors are
Martha's
lucky I'm
vibe.
clothed.
Yeah, Martha's vibe instantly went viral online, and now Ryan has responded to the comments on X, which is Twitter, which was
Oh,
Twitter, but I think Elon Musk bought it. So now it's called X.
I've never had a Twitter before or an X. Never.
Yeah, I've always had Twitter and then it changed. I forget when, kind of like a
Do
little
you
while
have to
ago.
sign up for a new one or it just
No,
changed?
it just like hmm. He says, I'd disagree with her, but I tried that once. The woman is unexpectedly spry. She really closed the gap after a mile or so, he joked. So, I don't know, the beef between Ryan and Martha?
And it seems so unnecessary. I guess he's not getting invited to her holiday dinner that she probably has servants do. Like she's really doing all that. She's 83.
Yeah, she's just like out of pocket with these comments. She said that it said Martha made her comments while appearing as a special guest for Built Awards Rewards November rent-free game show. When she was asked what celebrities she thought respondents named as the most fun to hang out with, he's probably on the list just because he covers himself up in his movies and you don't see his face. Ryan Reynolds, is he one of those? Martha, who recently slammed the lazy Netflix documentary about her life. And you want to know something? He's not so funny in real life. So she then added of Blake Lively's husband. No,
I was
he's
like, if
not.
she's got something bad to say about Blake, that's rude.
That's just so crazy. She said maybe he can get to be funny again.
I doubt she's watching Deadpool. Has she really watched anything he's been in?
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Also,
crazy.
Ryan Reynolds is my neighbor. He can come out in his Deadpool outfit anytime.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's just crazy because I feel like it's also about, with people who like comedians and stuff, just like in their regular day life, you can expect them to be being a comedian, you
Yes,
know?
like people always say like Bobby Lee and stuff. They're like, I hate when they like people meet you and they're like, say something funny. It's like,
Yeah, they
no,
expect you to be like in that zone. Like that's essentially their job. That's
they're
it's just
not
like
like trying to be funny all the time. Can you imagine how annoying that would be? Like
exactly
living at home to somebody that like thinks they're a
expecting
comedian
you to
every minute.
be. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, Martha, were you in prison? Like maybe
Go back to
focus.
insider training, Martha. Go
Yeah,
hang out
focus
with
on
Snoop and
yourself.
smoke some more
Yeah.
weed.
Maybe stop.
Chill out.
So the next story is about Jason Kelsey. Um, might be warranted, might not be warranted. Jason Kelsey furiously slams fan's phone to the ground after disgusting joke about brother Travis and Taylor Swift. Jason Kelsey angrily slammed a fan's phone to the ground after they called his brother Travis a slur word for dating Taylor Swift. The older Kelsey brother and recently retired NFL star was at Penn State on Saturday for the school's huge college football game against Ohio State. Footage posted on social media showing Kelsey walking through a crowd outside the stadium with a crate of beer in his hands. As fans lined up for selfies and fist bumps, an unidentifiable male voice can be heard shouting, "Hey Kelsey, how does it feel your brother is a for dating Taylor Swift?" Kelsey continues walking momentarily after the homophobic slur before
Oh,
turning around, grabbing the fan's phone, and proceeding to furiously slam it down into the ground before picking it up and walking away. People said that's what the fan gets.
I agree, but
Um,
I think as a celebrity, you kind of have to do better to have thicker skin. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like to me,
Yeah,
that wouldn't bother me. If someone was following me yelling that something about you, I'd be like, okay, that doesn't even matter. Are you
right.
jealous that he's with Taylor Swift and you're not?
Exactly. Like, why are you so angry about it? It says, as he continues to walk off, the fan chased Kelsey and said, "Give me my phone," to which Kelsey replied, "Who's the now?" It is unclear whether the phone belonged to him or not, but obviously it probably did because he just said, "Give me my phone."
And I feel like he's a big brother.
Right.
So I get it in
Yeah.
that sense. Like he feels like, I feel like Travis would have just like walked it off. But I feel like since it's his big brother, that his big
Yeah.
brother's like, I'm coming for
Yeah.
you,
And
which
also
is
because
sweet.
he's retired now, so I wonder if it would have made a difference if he wasn't retired.
That's true.
Because now he's kind of just like whatever,
His
like
own
I don't
man.
take shit from anybody
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, I
I
think it's,
don't
I feel like you're saying stupid stuff. What do you expect to happen? Jason Kelsey is huge. He could probably kick a lot of people's ass,
know. So
especially
big.
a freaking frat boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also,
I
he's another one that's like super hot. I actually think he's hotter than Travis
I think it's
because
like
his
something
personality.
about him. Yeah, I think it's something about him because Travis, I think he's cute,
He's cute.
but I think he's cute as a football player. And then when he's just like a regular person, I don't think he's that cute. And it's because I feel like as a football player, he's a little bit more burly and like
Yeah,
a
like
little,
rugged.
yeah. And then I don't know, because he's not my type really, but as a
Yeah.
football player, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I feel like Jason Kelsey is just burly all time,
And
you
I
know?
love his Christmas. Like, did you hear his Christmas music?
No.
Last year they recorded an album so good, but the guy on the album that's super hot, I forgot his name. I don't know football that well. I'll have to look him up. But he's got like curly hair. He's my type. He's like a big guy with curly hair. He's dark skinned.
Oh my gosh.
But the album is
Also,
so good. So
really? I'll have to
go
look it
support
up.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
I think they're
Also,
like
speaking about
2.5.
albums, I don't know why this albums even brought this to my mind, but I saw that Darius Rucker was in Indiana for the Taylor Swift Eras tour with his daughters.
Oh my God. I'm like dreading. I was like,
I
we
thought
had
of
to
you.
put a reminder on our phone to not go to Indianapolis
Yeah.
this because I don't know if I told you, but we went to Indianapolis
How
during
close is Indianapolis to you?
it's like 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, closer than I thought for some reason.
Depending on where you're going in the traffic, because right now there's road traffic. It's not like LA traffic. Like when I say traffic here, it's so different than California. People
Yeah.
are like, oh, it's a nightmare. And then we're like, there's parking up front. I think it's
Yeah.
like, so, but we messed up. And when we went to Zubu, I didn't even think about it, but the Colts game had ended. Oh my
Um,
God. We were like stuck for like not that long, but we
yeah.
were like, this sucks. And Pete
So
saw the,
Indianapolis is like our downtown LA, like where all the
yes.
stadiums are, everything is.
That's our
Um,
downtown. I always say, like, this is our LA. Like, the museum's
yeah,
there, the zoo's there,
yeah,
everything big is there.
yeah,
It's like more like inner city stuff. There's a little bit of tagging here and there. Like, it's definitely the areas are like some areas are really run down, some.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely our downtown. There's like a
Okay.
really cool hotel that, like, it has like almost like a Vegas style where it's like connected to all these restaurants and shops. So you just go on the Sky Bridge and stay in it the whole time.
Cool.
That's in downtown by the
Yeah,
stadium. So
yeah.
yeah, we messed up. So P was like, put it in your phone. We're not going anywhere near Indianapolis when Taylor Swift is here. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. So we're for Jason, right? I mean,
I'm for
I think it's
Jason.
warranted.
Like, I think that was warranted. Especially that's like a crazy slur these days. You can't say that.
And at a college, it's just like crazy. He was probably a drunk, lame frat boy.
Yeah, I
I'm
think so
imagining.
too. Because obviously I feel like it depends on what you're saying. Like if he's like, Travis Kelce's a bitch. It's like, but like that's a crazy slur. Like you really can't say that.
Also, I feel like sometimes, I mean, I
Oh,
feel like people want to, I don't know where Penn State is,
Penn State.
but I
Uh,
think people sometimes want to rile people up like that to fight them because then
oh,
they could sue them.
wait, is Penn State in Pennsylvania?
I was thinking that too, but I didn't say it. I was thinking
Like, does
that.
that make sense? Let me see. Yeah, the Pennsylvania State University.
But you know,
Um,
they could be trying to rile people up. They do that where they can like fight them and then they're like, I'm suing you. You touched me. So
yeah,
you have to watch out.
yeah, you do. I know. Yeah, I think it's warranted. Do what you got to do. Also, yeah, to think that you can mess with somebody like Jason Kelsey
I
is,
really think he weighs close to 300 pounds. Like,
yeah,
hello.
he's
And he's
huge.
muscle.
He's
He's huge.
huge. Yeah.
Also, his
He's
wife, don't come after us because we said he's hot. She's intense. Did you see her on
oh,
their podcast?
no, and I don't know that much about her, but I recently saw that like not a lot of people like her that much.
She's a no BS
People
type
are
of
like,
person. She's very like
oh,
serious, she seems like, and she's like, she was also a collegiate athlete. So she's kind of more intense. And I
yeah,
think her name is Kylie, if I'm like, yeah. And she's like when women are like after him, she's like, if you come for my man, you have to go through me first. Like,
oh
no
no,
thanks.
I'm not gonna
We're
come
not
for him.
it.
We're not coming for him,
We
okay?
ain't coming. We're fine.
We're just appreciating from a distance.
Yeah. Far away.
Yeah. You go, girl. Good for you. Okay, so the third and final story, which I think this one is more random, but I thought it was interesting to talk about. Pamela Anderson, who's 57,
Oh.
talks about why she left the glamour of Hollywood to live on a remote island in Canada. So I don't know if you've been up to date with Pamela Anderson. I haven't really been that up to date with her, but recently, a documentary
I
was
did
put out.
not watch it. I was curious about it.
I really liked it. She like talks about like her experience in Hollywood and just like kind of how, it was that she just like got noticed and all of a sudden rose to fame, but then what she had to deal with and like kind of put up with and all this stuff that I didn't know about her because I didn't know anything about her really except who she was.
She was a porn star or no? Is that accurate? I mean, I know that guys like love like, but
I don't think she was a porn star, but
she had a.
one of her sex tapes got
Okay,
stolen from their house and released. And
that's
that
insane.
sucked. Yeah, and she said that really sucked for her, and there wasn't anything that they could.
Hollywood is a dangerous place. I mean, if you
Yeah,
didn't know that already, I
because I
mean,
forget who it was with at the time. It was with that.
Tommy Lee, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who
So
is now with he's with a girl that was on Vine. She was famous on Vine, Brittany Ferlin, which I just found that out and I was like, that is crazy.
yeah,
I think that's her name. And
yeah.
she's obviously way younger than him, which that happens, whatever. But that was crazy. I was like,
Yeah, no, if you ever have time, I would watch it because it gives a lot of like insight and I think people just kind of like know her as like a sex symbol and it's just so interesting to hear like her side of things and like how it was and like it looked like she was all there for it and like but it's kind of difficult and back then she was like they couldn't do anything about the videotapes being released. She's like we tried and like they couldn't do anything. It was just kind of like, sorry.
did they
And
know who did it? Because that's
mm,
crazy that somebody would break into your house and know exactly where to like.
well, they had him in a safe.
Oh.
So they like broke into the safe, probably thinking that there was like money.
And then
I
they
mean,
found that.
then they found all that stuff. I mean, there probably was like other stuff, but that's where they were keeping them. I
Which
don't
is
know.
also
So it was
crazy to have to keep
crazy.
that in a safe.
I know. I know. It's scary. But I did know before I watched that she had chosen to like when she was going to like the red carpets and stuff, she kind of stopped wearing makeup and she wasn't super like
Dressed
glammed
up.
up. She was very like much more all natural.
Hmm.
And she's so pretty still, like all natural. She's so pretty. So it talks and shows a little bit about where she lives in the documentary. And that she kind of just like went off onto like a little remote island and like one of her sons is like in the documentary too.
And she
Um,
lives by herself or.
I think she lives by herself, but maybe I don't know. It seemed like her sons were there a lot, but maybe
Hmm.
not. Yeah. Um, it says the Baywatch star found her new home on a remote island in Canada where she grew up.
Hmm.
And
I didn't know she was Canadian.
yeah, it says, I guess the homecoming you could say to really kind of look at my life and remember who I was, not what other people were telling me I was, the
Hmm.
stacks shared. And I didn't want anything that had happened to me define me. Oh, she was a Playboy girl. That's
I
who she
thought so.
was.
I was going to say she was in the Playboy,
Yeah. I think that's how she kind of got
her
found.
start.
Yeah. And she talks a little bit about that too, which is interesting in the documentary. She says, I wanted what I do to define me. All these realizations came to me in the Rose Garden. She grew up in a small shack in Ladysmith, a picturesque West Coast town with a charming waterfront. Pamela attended Highland Secondary School in Comox, British Columbia, where she played volleyball. She graduated
Wow.
in five. The Siren moved to LA after she started working for Playboy magazine. Last year, Pam said on Instagram, I am most at home with my animals on the ocean with a light softness thrown about, reading, writing, and dreaming. She
Oh,
spoke to wwd.com to promote her new beauty product. Anderson's new
Anderson's new.
color for her Sansi skin line is inspired by her rose garden. The
Oh,
former wife of Tommy Lee and Kid Rock co-founded the vegan beauty brand at the start of the year. So I'm like happy for her.
yes. Where about it? I
I
mean, you
know.
have to get out of Hollywood. It's not safe in Hollywood at this point. I
Yeah, and
cannot, like,
Trina, can
mm,
you stop?
horrifying. And like the fact that people push their kids into it or like anything like that is like, don't ever leave your kid with somebody else.
Yeah.
Please pay
Right.
attention.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I was happy to hear that she's doing well, but definitely recommend watching the documentary. It's really,
Is it something I could watch, um, like not with Arkham, but like in the room with Arkham, or is
I
it like
think
a little bit
so.
much?
I think you could because it's mainly about her now talking about her experiences and like maybe it'll show flashbacks of like her in like movies
Oh,
or like things that they can incorporate in there. But
yeah.
I don't remember it being super intense. I think
Or like the
maybe,
language not super intense.
yeah, I was gonna say some things they definitely talk about that is not kid friendly, but who knows,
Maybe
if you
when
do.
I'm re-putting everything back in the kitchen, I will watch that because it's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Hulu. I think it's on Hulu, isn't it?
I have no idea. I don't even remember where I watched
And
it.
is Tommy Lee in it?
I don't think he's in it. I don't think so, but she talks about him. And I think they do like flashbacks of them and stuff.
I mean, he's still good looking. He was on Theo Von's podcast, and I was like, wow, he's actually
Aged
still pretty
well.
good looking,
Yeah.
considering I think he's in his late 50s or 60s. How old is she?
Said
53?
50, I
Oh,
think.
57.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, our hot topic is right after Halloween. Should you put up your Christmas decoration? Do we wait till
Yeah,
after
when is the right
Thanksgiving?
time to start decorating for Christmas? Some people really start on November 1st. Like the minute October ends, November hits, and they're like Christmas time. Other people wait until I think Thanksgiving
So,
and then
originally,
November 1st.
P was like, we'll put our tree up right after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving. But then, as he was taking down the Halloween stuff, like the day after Halloween, he was like, I think we're ready to put up Christmas. And Arkham is like obsessed because Lowe's has like the best Christmas setup and he keeps wanting to go. And like, it is dreamy. So I'm excited about it. I'm here if we want to decorate. I mean, we need to put the house together first. And I
Yeah.
did see one house when we were driving yesterday. I'm like, oh, they full fledged, like, they're ready. Their lights were already on. They were Christmas tree. It was everything. I was like, dang.
Good for them.
And my dad yesterday when I talked to him, he's like, yeah, we're ready. We're gonna put up the tree. They didn't put it up yesterday, but they were like, we cleaned, we winterized all our stuff. I'm like, okay, who are you?
Oh, we're ready. Yeah, I don't know what my take on is on. I don't know because I kind
Do
of was
you
like,
have,
mhm.
I mean, do you have a lot of Christmas decoration?
I
Do you
don't have
think?
a lot because I'm very like minimalistic. But we have like our Christmas tree and I have like little decor that I put out,
And is
but
he on board or is he like, we're not decorating till? Well, you also are hosting Thanksgiving this year.
no. So I feel like it has to be decorated
Yeah.
before the come. He honestly, I don't think he cares whether it's decorated now or in a few weeks. I'm probably not going to decorate now, but maybe next weekend.
Ooh.
Kind of like
The only
anywhere.
thing I'm not for is keeping your Christmas stuff up like after New Year's is fine, but like through February. Come on,
I know, you got to take it down sometime in January.
sometime.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this episode, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, dollies.
Please.